Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Before we begin, I'd like to remind media on the phone that you can press *1 at any time in order to join the queue to ask a question. And that's once again *1 at any time to enter the queue to ask a question. And the Q&A portion will take place after all of the remarks from our speakers this morning. I'll now invite Minister Bruce Ralston to speak. Minister, please go ahead.
Great, thanks very much, and good morning, everyone. Let me begin by acknowledging that I am speaking to you from the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people. I'm pleased to announce today the expansion of an electric vehicle skills training course to 3 more colleges in British Columbia. This course is designed for Red Seal automotive technicians wanting to upgrade their skills to work on EVs. With the support of our Clean BC Go Electric program and in collaboration with Trades Training BC, the course will be offered this fall at Okanagan College in Kelowna, as well as at College of New Caledonia in Prince George and Camosun College in Victoria. This adds to the British Columbia Institute of Technology, where the course originally launched in 2019 and continues to be very successful, and despite the challenges of the pandemic. With more and more British Columbians making the switch to EVs, we want to make sure that more British Columbia auto service centers throughout the province have the skilled technicians they need to do the work. We're also breaking down perceived barriers that British Columbians have around EVs, and one of those is getting their electric vehicles serviced. Supporting the growing demand for EVs in BC is one of our top priorities. So growing our EV sector will create good jobs in a growing industry that supports our Clean BC goals and our transition to a clean energy future. I want to applaud Andrew Ross and Okanagan College for offering this innovative course to students and automotive technicians in the southern interior of BC. And let me also thank Trades Training BC for the steps they've taken to help us transition to a low carbon economy. We want to continue to make cleaner choices more available for every British Columbian as part of our Clean BC plan. I'd now like to invite my colleague, Andrew Mercier, Parliamentary Secretary for Skills Training, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Good morning. My name is Andrew Mercier, Parliamentary Secretary for Skills Training and MLA for Langley. And I'd like to start by acknowledging that I'm on the traditional territory of the Kwantlen, Katzie, Matsqui, and Semiahmoo speaking peoples. I'd also like to acknowledge Trades Training BC President Guy Ellis and Okanagan College Trades Instructor Andrew Ross for being with us today to announce this exciting news. Today's announcement is about supporting British Columbians to improve and expand their skills for employment. We are excited for the EV maintenance training program to grow so we can continue to meet consumer demand for this technology while increasing meaningful job opportunities. My ministry's priority is helping people gain the skills they need to prosper and contribute to BC's ongoing economic recovery. Today's announcement creates opportunity for up to 160 technicians to train annually starting this fall. Investments such as this one not only help reduce emissions and energy costs, they also help to expand the market's capacity for energy efficient products and services and spur the adoption of clean technologies aligned with our Clean BC goals. In keeping with that, we invest in a variety of programs and infrastructure projects. Each year, Advanced Education and Skills Training provides funding through the Carbon Neutral Capital Program to public post-secondary institutions to invest in emissions reduction projects, such as replacing building systems with more energy efficient models and applying innovative strategies, such as heat recovery projects, heat pumps, renewable energy, and digital building controls. We recently announced $2 million for micro-credential programs at 15 post-secondary institutions, including learning opportunities in mass timber construction, solar energy, and energy-efficient building design. Ensuring we are evolving our training opportunities to meet consumer demand is part of that, and the new EV maintenance program is a great example of a successful initiative. We are committed to evolving with industry standards and consumer demands as we develop more sustainable transportation options. We'll be working with our partners at Trades Training BC to continue enhancing our training programs as we identify future needs. These new and ongoing professional development opportunities ensure the trades can offer exciting, lifelong careers with opportunities to reskill or upskill in key areas. I'd like now to introduce Andrew Ross, Automotive Trades Instructor at Okanagan College.
Thank you, Secretary Mercier. Thank you, Minister Ralston, for announcing this funding. Students and staff in the automotive department at Okanagan College are incredibly excited about it. We appreciate it very much. I'm very proud to be here today representing trades and apprenticeship at Okanagan College. I've been an instructor here since 2016 and in the industry for about 25 years now. In that time, I've seen technology and vehicles change a lot, and our teaching is always adjusting to try to stay ahead of the curve. Announcements like today mean that we as a college can continue to change and stay on the cutting edge. Being a regional hub for hybrid and electric vehicle training is great for students, employers, and the communities that we serve. Automotive training has been at the heart of what we do here at OC, being a hub for training in the Southern Interior for about 60 years now. New programming such as this means we'll continue to stay at the forefront and be able to offer the latest training. We definitely know there's a ton of interest and demand for well-trained technicians who have EV knowledge and skills. For us, this funding means we can gain access to the tools, training aids, and equipment that we're going to need to match the vehicles and the technologies that students will encounter out in the industry. This also means that shop owners and other employers are getting access to those well-trained technicians they need. We're very excited to roll out training to students starting this fall. We'll be very busy in the coming weeks and months ensuring that it's ready for when they get here. In closing, I just want to say big thanks for this funding. It's appreciated and will be put to good use. It's going to have a very tangible benefit for our students and our program right away. On that note, I'll turn it over to Scott Waddle, President and founder of Precision Auto Service. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. I am Scott Waddle of Precision Auto Service in Langley, BC, and we're a general repair shop. But about 5 years ago, we bought our first EV, and I'm a Red Seal technician. And upon encouragement from my teenage son, who was interested in all things electric vehicle related, and he's done his level 1 ITA as well, and he's our future of our industry and our business. I got an opportunity to take the BCIT EV training program and about 1.5 years ago, and I took that program. And that is a big part of the future of our industry, and the opportunity to take that training and have it available to my son, who's going to take it sometime this summer, and our other Red Seal technicians and team members at the shop. We're preparing for the future that we know is coming, and we want to be able to maintain and keep these cars on the road for a good long time. And that's part of the environmental advantage of EVs is we need to make them last, so we need to know how to fix them and make them efficient and reliable for everybody. I'd like to introduce now Guy Ellis of Trades Training BC. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Scott. So at Trades Training BC, we are grateful to the provincial government for the increased investment in electric vehicle training. This builds on the initial collaboration between government, industry, and BCIT to now include one post-secondary partner in each major region of the province. And this means more automotive technicians can upgrade their skills to work on electric vehicles, reaching more BC communities. The collaboration amongst the post-secondary institutes reduces the course development costs substantially, allowing the bulk of this funding to provide new infrastructure, the tools, supplies, and equipment that the students will see and touch. In addition to Minister Ralston and Parliamentary Secretary Mercier, I would like to thank BCIT and the regional hubs, the College of New Caledonia, Camosun College, and of course, Okanagan College. The dedicated faculty there have begun setting up a network to share their experiences and best practices as this innovative technology evolves. This is one of the many examples where trades training and trades workers are integral to the Clean BC strategy and a more sustainable future. And now I'd like to turn it over to the moderator so he can start some questions.
Thanks very much, Guy. And thank you to all of our speakers. Thanks for taking the time this morning to share this information and this great news. I want to offer a reminder to our reporters on the phone. Please press *1 to enter the queue. That's once again a *1 to enter the queue to ask a question. You'll be limited to one question and one follow-up. Please also remember, once doing so, to take your phone off of mute. You will not be audible until your name is called should you have a question. And that's once again *1 to do that. Before we do that, though, I would like to ask our speakers to briefly pose for a photo, and that should just take a moment. So if everyone could look into your web camera and smile, we will get a photo for everyone to share along with this great news. Great. Thank you so much for doing that, everybody. And we will now go to the questions. First up will be Mary Brooks from Island Social Trends. Go right ahead, Mary. Mary, are you there? Please go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a question about, you're obviously supporting the schools now to do the training. Just wondering about the shop owners out there around BC, will they have access to funding to improve their equipment on site so that they can actually repair these vehicles and make use of the skills of these new EV trained technicians?
Minister, did you want to go ahead and answer that, or did you want to pass that on to someone else?
Well, perhaps Scott, who owns a shop, might be a better position to give an answer to that question. Certainly, it's vital that those shops have the equipment to do the work. So.
Sure. While funding would be great, I think that the investment to service and repair EVs is not actually all that significant. There's certainly, several $1,000s of upgrading that someone would have to do to start fresh today. But many of the better equipped shops have already gotten into some of the things like the high voltage gloves, the multimeters and such like that for servicing hybrid vehicles, which have been very popular in the market since the early 2000s. So really, it's constant training and access to information that we need in this industry, not a lot of equipment.
Mary, do you have a follow-up?
I do. Pivoting to a different part of your ministry, Minister Ralston, the BC Hydro billing rate, apparently there's a daily rate based on about 22 cents per kilowatt hour. And I've recently come to see that that's sort of been adjusted administratively so that if a person's billing period is a fewer number of days than the usual 2 months, the threshold from step 1 to step 2 actually shifts down. So a person's actually paying more for their electricity sooner in that billing period. And I'm just wondering if your ministry is aware of how that affects people on the ground. It usually means a higher billing rate per kilowatt hour when they actually come to pay their bill.
Our goal in the government is to make life affordable for British Columbians, and one of the costs is, of course, the cost of hydro. The step 1 rate is a lower rate, as you say, and although we are reviewing all our rates in a major review of Hydro's practices, we're going into what's called phase 3 review. In terms of the technical detail of just when that transition from step 1 to step 2 is triggered, I don't know the answer. So I will have someone get back to you with that information.
Thanks very much, Mary. I am told that none of the other journalists on the phone have queued up, and that is all the time we have questions for today. So that concludes today's event. Thanks very much to everyone who's joined us and everyone who's listened in and watched.